Atomfall is full of Easter eggs and secrets to discover. In our previous Easter egg video, we showed you 7 of these, including references to Doctor Who and Mr. Bean. But we're not stopping there. From British movies, television and literature to other Rebellion games.
Windscale, the pride of Britain. Nestled in the picturesque Lake District, the state-of-the-art atom plant has transformed this rugged landscape into the envy of its northern neighbors. Scientific progress waits for no one.
Windscale. Everything changed when that bloody atom plant went up in flames.
Citizens of Wyndham, there has been an increase in bandit activity outside the village walls.
Temporary quarantine, they said? It's been bloody years.
They're hiding something from us. Something terrible.
My name's Molly. You got out to trade? I got bits and bobs for sale.
Please be careful. It's more dangerous than you can possibly imagine.
Detected. The woods are dark, and the woods lie deep, and the woods are home to summers don't sleep. So sit thee down and hear me tell of the woods that stand on Casterfell.
Emergency at Windscale Atom Plant. It's not emergency, but disaster. Now the worst seems to be over.
Wiring target.
In Atomfall, you'll face off against soldiers, robots, crazy cultists, and mutated creatures, all while trying to find a way to escape the quarantine zone you found yourself in. We've already shared beginner tips and survival strategies for the toughest playstyle in the game, but we're not stopping there. Atomfall is packed with hidden mechanics and easily missed secrets. Today, we're diving into some advanced tips and tricks to help you on your journey. Atomfall offers a range of throwables, from various grenade types to a devastating poison bomb, each with its own unique crafting recipe. You can craft them even in the heat of battle if you can find some cover. One of the most versatile options available to you is the classic Molotov cocktail. It's perfect for creating distractions to sneak by enemies or igniting chaos to take them out in the confusion. To unlock the Molotov recipe early in the game, make your way to the outlaw camp in the northern part of Slattendale. Patrols will frequently come and go from this area, but if you can manage to either avoid them or eliminate them, there will be minimal resistance. Inside the bunker area in the camp, head to the right side to pick up the recipe from the wall, along with some materials and a couple of pre-made Molotov cocktails for your use. Skethermoor is a large area in Atomfall where you can find patrolling protocol soldiers on the outskirts of a fenced area. Attempting to approach this fence can be a deadly decision if you're not well prepared. One of the main points of interest in this area is the protocol camp, which houses the prison and a possible entrance to the interchange, a location essential to progressing your main objective. Initially, it appears to be an insurmountable task with the sheer number of soldiers and patrolling robots. However, there is a way to access this area without having to fight through an entire army. When you first arrive in Wyndham Village, you may overhear a speech from Captain Sims addressing the locals. After his address, you can find him in the village hall, where, depending on your dialogue choices, he might ask for your assistance in reporting suspicious activity. There are several leads you can pursue, but a good starting point is Iris the baker, whom the captain may specifically mention. Follow this lead, and depending on what you choose to report, Captain Sims may come to trust you, granting access to the Skethermore camp and prison without being treated as hostile. This makes it much easier to explore the area freely and collect any loot or rewards. Just be careful not to stir up trouble, or that trust may not last long. While firearms can be far stronger and a more ideal way to take on enemies in Atomfall, melee weapons can be just as useful in the right hands. One way to really enhance your melee attacks is to utilise your kicks as often as possible. This will stun most enemies for a brief moment, which can be extended through skills, giving you the opportunity to strike the day's target. Kicks will also interrupt attacks from enemies, which can save you from taking massive damage. In our guide to Atomfall's enemies, we mentioned that melee isn't always the best option against ferals. However, if you strike quickly and keep them staggered with well-timed kicks before others can join in, you can take down these terrifying creatures with ease. Combine this with your favourite melee weapon, like the cricket bat, and the skills from the melee combat tree. You can be an unstoppable berserker who won't let anything stand in your way. If you're after a reliable firearm in Atomfall, the JM3 bullpup rifle is a standout choice. With its built-in scope and fast rate of fire, it makes quick work of enemies. While you may come across this weapon later in the game or by looting protocol soldiers, there are a few ways to get your hands on one much earlier in your journey. In Skethermore, you can find the secluded cave by heading to the northernmost point of the map above the pond in Nora's barn. This area is patrolled by outlaws, so be wary and keep a watchful eye, as they may be a dangerous threat if you're not well equipped. Once inside, you will come across a few exploding plants that may awaken nearby foes slumbering in the cave. Use whatever means you have to take them out, like the melee and kick method we mentioned previously. These enemies are guarding a barred chest. However, this is not what you're here to find. Starting from the entrance, head left when you reach the water and go around the corner to find an opening. Squeeze through to find the modified JM3 on the ground next to a body. This is the equivalent to the stock tier of the weapon, but is not upgradable. Some of the toughest enemies in Atomfall you can come across are the barred robots. These hulking machines guard several protocol facilities and will not hesitate to attack anyone they see as a threat. We've talked about different ways to engage them in our guide previously, but there's something extra you can do to make these encounters easier. One of the weak spots of all the robots is the sensors on their heads. Both the silver and orange variants have these prominently displayed, while the black variants have them covered except for a small opening. If you target and destroy this area first, the robots will no longer be able to see where you are, which makes their accuracy drop dramatically. Doing this will allow you to sneak around them to get to better cover, or let you lay down an all-out assault to destroy them with ruthless efficiency. In Atomfall, resources and items are scattered across the land like remnants of a forgotten past. Some treasures are hidden in plain sight, while others are tucked away. Barred chests contain training stimulants and other various supplies that will help you on your journey. Most of these can be found in bunkers upon reaching a major area inside. However, some are hidden in places you may not have thought to check. In the L6 bunker in Slattendale, you can find a hidden chest waiting to be discovered that contains that valuable loot. In one of the hallways containing a spitting feral, you can head into the corner behind some boxes to find the secret chest. In the Protocol Workshop bunker, located in Skethermore, there is a locked door you need a keycard to access. Rather than trying to locate that card, you can make your way to this area by heading to the right when you enter the bunker and climb into this opening. Following this lead may bring you to a corpse with a crucial item that may help you escape the quarantine zone. Climb through the opening behind this body and you can enter the locked room, complete with multiple chests and supplies for you to use. Combining these tips with our beginner and veteran playstyle guides will give you the skills you need to delve deep into the mystery of the Windscale disaster and find a way to escape.
The world of Atomfall is vast, filled with secrets and wonder. It is also incredibly dangerous. Everything from mask-wearing cultists to massive robot killing machines roam these lands. To help you survive, we're going to cover each enemy faction, where to find them, and how to deal with them without losing your head. Every character and enemy you encounter in Atomfall can be eliminated. Your decisions shape the world around you. The choice is yours. There are 3 factions of human enemies scattered across Windscale: the Outlaws, the Protocol military outfit, and the Druids. The Outlaws are a gang of ruthless bandits. They've found a way to survive in the quarantine zone so far, mostly through intimidation and stealing whatever they can get their hands on, but with resources running out for everyone, they're getting more desperate all the time and even more violent as a result. They're holed up in their camp located in Slattendale, where they stockpile all their goods. You'll know the camp is nearby when you start seeing signs warning trespassers to keep out. However, if you're willing to risk life and limb to access their chests full of supplies, here are some tips. The outlaw camp is well guarded by a high number of patrols. If you're not equipped for a vicious and prolonged fight, it would be best to take out the patrols quietly or wait for them to move along before you try to infiltrate. Once you're inside, you'll notice a smaller enemy presence and plenty of goods to swipe. Crafting supplies like glass and alcohol, as well as recipes for Molotovs and shivs, are yours for the taking. Originally sent in as peacekeepers to protect and restore order, these soldiers have morphed into something else entirely over the years. Now they rule over the citizenry they were sent to protect, keeping them in line with fear. They are well armed and drunk with power, making them one of the biggest threats in the quarantine zone. The southern end of Skethermore is where you'll find the Protocol camp, which some might refer to as a fortress. The compound is surrounded by a fence that raises an alarm when you approach it at any point, alerting all of the soldiers and robots inside to your presence. If you hope to have any chance for survival, stay clear of this fence. Aside from the fence, the camp also has checkpoints and guard towers posted at the entrances from the main roads, automated turrets and minefields between them. It's possible to get into the camp quietly if you get in where the fence ends past the greenhouse in the north of Skethermore, but you'll still likely have to fight the soldiers and robots once you get in. There are plenty of buildings to use for cover, but you better hope you brought enough bullets. If you want to avoid the conflict altogether and walk right into the camp unopposed, it might be worth it to pay a visit to Captain Sims in Wyndham Village. He may be willing to give you access in exchange for a favour or two. However you get in, the camp is well stocked with ammo and other resources you can use. It's also where the prison is located, which contains an item that you'll need to complete your journey. Deep in the forests of northern England, the Druids lurk. Under the cover of trees and dense greenery, they carry out rituals and rites to worship what they call the voice in the soil. They do anything and everything the mysterious voice tells them, and they don't take kindly to outsiders or anyone unfortunate enough to interrupt their worship. The Druids have constructed their camp just outside of the castle in Casterfell Woods. Navigating the area can be difficult due to its winding trails with obscured views, but you can also use the natural features of the woods to your advantage, hiding behind trees and in tall grass to stay hidden, taking out patrols quietly, or for cover from Druid arrows. While you should be wary of Druid attacks, they aren't the only things you need to keep an eye out for in Casterfell. It is also home to sentient plants, which can see farther than the Druid fighters and hit you with rapid-fire poisonous projectiles. Avoid them as much as you can, and hit them with a Molotov cocktail to take them out quickly if you need to. Outside of patrols and deadly plants, the Druid camp has teams of archers that guard only a few of its main entrances. If you're careful, it's entirely possible to sneak into the camp without alerting a single soul or plant. The Druid camp contains a recipe for Strange Tonic and the Bow Mastery skill manual, which will unlock helpful skills for that weapon. Outside of the human enemies, the quarantine zone is also patrolled by the British Atomic Research Division's robots. Hulking masses of clanking metal, heavy artillery, vice-like claws, and short fuses when it comes to humans who don't follow their orders or get in their way. They're built for combat, and they definitely don't go down easily. These are some of the toughest enemies you'll face. There are 3 types of barred robot: orange, silver, and black. Orange robots are mostly found patrolling Wyndham Village, although you will come across them in some bunkers. They are equipped with a machine gun attached to their right arm and a powerful claw on the left, so they are a serious threat at any range. Silver bots guard heavily fortified areas like Protocol prisons and camps. They're similar to orange bots in that they're equipped with a machine gun and a claw, but they are much more resilient and output far more damage. black bots roam Scathermore, where they can be found burning infected roots with their arm-mounted flamethrowers in an attempt to stop the spread. While other enemies in Atomfall will go down with enough bullets or blunt force trauma, barred robots are something else entirely. While it's possible to completely eliminate these threats with enough bullets or explosives, these things aren't easy to come by in the quarantine zone, and barred robots are extremely durable. Thankfully, there are more efficient ways to neutralize them. After a certain amount of damage is dealt, these robots will overheat and stop fighting, but only momentarily. Those crucial seconds of recovery before it continues its assault can be used to bring the fight to an end quickly. All you need to do is destroy or remove their power source, the atomic battery installed in their back. Attacking the battery to destroy it will work, but it will also cause an explosion that releases harmful radiation, potentially damaging you and the environment around you. If you can get in close before the robot reactivates, you can safely remove the battery instead, ending the fight while avoiding taking extra damage. When it comes to fighting these robots, it's a good idea to make use of cover and take down any human patrols that might be accompanying them. It's going to need all of your attention, and dodging bullets from other enemies will just make things more difficult. To do the most damage, target their weak spots. For orange and silver bots, that's their glass heads and chest circuitry. Whereas for black bots, it's the red tanks on their arm and back. Before the disaster, Bard constructed bunkers that dot the region. These bunkers have since been taken over by outlaws, protocol, and Bard robots guarding them for absent masters. However, bunkers can also hide something terrifying in their dark depths. Ferals. These irradiated glowing creatures lie in wait, prepared to spread their infectious spores through anybody or anything that stumbles into their lair. The physical embodiment of the Windscale disaster. Unlike the bunkers taken over by the other factions, bunkers that serve as feral lairs will not warn you that you're entering danger with the trespassing symbol at the top of the screen. In many ways, the absence of this warning as you approach a bunker is even worse. If your investigation of the area around the bunker reveals no other enemies, and you don't receive the trespassing warning, proceed with caution. It's important to navigate these bunkers slowly, avoiding glowing vines that could wake up and alert a sleeping feral if you get too close to them. When one feral is awoken, the odds of dealing with more go up exponentially, making combat even more dangerous. However, in the event that a sleeping feral is in the direct path of a valuable item or resource, you may not have a choice. When fighting ferals, you should stick to firearms. Melee weapons are not very effective, but they'll go down from a headshot like any other human enemy. You'll want to eliminate ferals as quickly as possible, because they have infectious ranged attacks. This information should make navigating and surviving the world of Atomfall easier, but solving its mysteries is up to you. Our brand new survival action game will have you exploring the mysteries of an alternative reality in Britain, where atomic batteries, threatening patrolling robots, mysterious creatures, and shady outlaws attacking you on sight are all commonplace. Once you leave the bunker you woke up in, you have the entire world of Atomfall in front of you to explore. The core of Atomfall is built on investigation and survival. Luckily, we're here with our beginner's guide to help you gain the knowledge you'll need to thrive in this unforgiving world. The journey ahead won't be easy, but with these essential tips, you'll be ready to face anything that comes your way. When starting your journey through Atomfall, you may be wondering where to go and what to do. The game urges you to seek out the Interchange, a pivotal location that may unlock new leads and shape the course of your investigation. However, you forge your own path in Atomfall, where talking, researching, and adapting can lead you to the different goals and objectives you deem worth investigating. Paying attention to notes and engaging with characters may provide valuable clues to guide your next step. This is where the lead-driven system shines. By talking with characters, they may tell you rumours of different locations and leads through specific dialogue choices. A character you may meet in Wyndham Village is Alf Buckshaw, owner of the Grendel's Head pub. Depending on the conversation choices you make, he may also ask you to collect some letters out in the Scathermore region.
I need to collect a few messages. Not important, you understand, but I can't stick me nose out of the door without the soldiers taking an interest.
One of these letters will be from someone named Nora. While you can simply collect the letter from her and head back to Alf, she may provide you with some useful intel on the entrance to the Interchange. With the right leads in progress, she may also give you a tip for the location of a crucial item that will help you on your journey. Other characters you meet may also offer valuable information about the interchange and its whereabouts. It's best to interact with as many characters as possible to help you determine the next best path forward. But it's up to you to decide whether the information you've gathered is worth pursuing or if it'll lead to a dead end. Supplies are scarce, so always be on the lookout for scavenging opportunities as you navigate the vast and perilous landscape of Atomfall. Crafting supplies are scattered across the world, hidden in the remnants of civilization. These resources are the lifeblood of survival, allowing you to create essential items and tools that could mean the difference between life and death. Cloth is used to make bandages and Molotovs, and can easily be found in most buildings from piles of rags and toilet paper. If you're looking to make an explosive impression on your enemies, then you'll need gunpowder, found in places like workshops and bunkers to make various types of grenades. Purple herbs can be found all around Slattendale, and are necessary for creating different potions and tonics. These will give you different resistances to damage types like fire, radiation, poison, and even incoming physical damage. Early on, we recommend seeking out a metal detector, which can uncover hidden caches of supplies or even clues to the deeper mysteries within the quarantine zone. One reliable spot to find a metal detector is in Slattendale, near the water wheels in a pond. Alternatively, you could barter for one with Molly. Throughout your journey in Atomfall, you'll often encounter large groups of enemies. Early on, when your firepower and supplies are limited, it's usually best to avoid direct confrontation. Do this by using the environment to hide, or find an alternative route to bypass them entirely. Sometimes the smartest strategy is knowing when to fight and when to slip away unnoticed. Stealth isn't always an option though. As you progress through Atomfall, you can become better equipped to take on several enemies at the same time. These groups can be valuable sources of ammo, weapons, food, and crafting supplies, but only if you approach them strategically. Utilizing tall grass for cover and landing precise headshots can give you the upper hand in these encounters. Silent and precise kills can confuse the enemies, leaving them unaware of your exact location and buying you precious time to stay hidden or strike again. If confrontation is unavoidable, you may try to intimidate melee characters by aiming your weapon at them. Some might back off, but others may stand their ground, forcing you to act. Patience and precision are your best allies in these encounters until it's time to go loud. When several enemies are grouped together, you can throw grenades or Molotovs in the middle of them for maximum damage. This can eliminate all of them or scatter them, allowing you to pick them off one by one. While exploring, you may come across the bunkers of the British Atomic Research Division. You may find various dangers while exploring them. However, the rewards they yield are worth the risk. Crafting supplies and healing items are found more abundantly than in the outside world. But you can also find the valuable bard chests that contain training stimulants used for getting skill points, and sometimes more clues as to what's going on in the quarantine zone. One uniquely critical item worth mentioning is the pneumatic tube. By using it, you can free up your inventory while still keeping everything you've collected safe. However, these tubes are only found within old bard facilities. Before you leave, make sure you've stored and retrieved everything you'll need. Once you're out in the world again, resources and storage will be far harder to come by. You can encounter several traders who will offer you valuable items such as manual crafting recipes and various resources. While you might be tempted to eliminate them and take their goods, it's often far more beneficial to keep them alive. Traders don't just provide one-time opportunities, they refresh their inventory over time after you've traded with them, offering new, valuable items. Patience can reward you far more than quick, violent solutions. Trading works on a bartering system. You select the items you want and offer your own in exchange. There's a sliding scale at the top of the screen. Once the scales are even or your side is higher, the bar will turn green and you can accept the trade. Each trader has different items they prefer over others. This is shown by a triangle on the item you have offered. Yellow triangles have a higher value to the trader, while red triangles hold a lower value than normal items. This can be seen with Molly, the Tinkerer, as she values Molotovs over bandages. There are 12 different initial skills you can unlock in Atomfall, with 24 additional skills that you may discover through various manuals throughout your journey. Careful selection of skills early on can assist you with surviving for longer. We discussed earlier that skill points are obtained through training stimulants found in bunkers or bard chests. Picking up skill stimulants automatically grants you skill points, which you can then distribute as you see fit. Your playstyle and how you want to be perceived in the world is ultimately up to you. Our recommendations only serve as a guide to get you started. For conditioning, Fortitude increases your maximum health, allowing you to stay in the fight for a little longer. For survival, Charisma makes your items more valuable to traders, making it easier to barter for the items you want. For ranged combat, Throwable Radius increases the area of effect for throwables like Molotovs, making them more deadly against large groups of enemies. Finally, for melee combat, Kill Momentum is an excellent skill, providing a damage boost after you take down an enemy with a melee attack. An incredibly helpful skill in the early game for whenever you're not so well equipped. With these tips in hand, you'll be ready to face whatever challenges the world of Atomfall throws your way. Whether you're deep in the Castlefell woods, strolling peacefully in Wyndham Village, or facing off against seemingly impossible odds, you'll have what it takes to escape your harsh surroundings and become a savvy survivor.
If you're looking for the ultimate challenge in Atomfall, the veteran playstyle is where you'll prove your skills. This mode cranks up the intensity, making every encounter more punishing, and survival even more demanding. Only the most prepared of players will endure this playstyle. We've already given you some beginner tips and in-depth guides for Atomfall, but in this video, we're diving deep into what it takes to master Atomfall at its toughest level. Let's begin. When first stepping out in Atomfall, you have the entire world open for you to explore, allowing you to carve out your own path and uncover its mysteries at your own pace. We encourage you to seize every opportunity, speak with everyone you meet, and follow every lead. On veteran playstyle, the items you find are scarce, making every resource valuable. You're entirely on your own, no guidance, and no hand-holding. Your only tools are your detective instincts, your ability to decipher notes, and the words of those you encounter. Speaking with characters may open new paths, providing valuable information and resources that enhance your survival abilities. One such character is Captain Sims in Wyndham Village. Say the right things, and he may give you free access to the protocol camp and prison out in Skethermore. This can be very beneficial, as you will not be viewed as an enemy in those areas unless you give the soldiers a reason to think otherwise. Facing large groups of enemies head-on is a quick way to meet your end, so utilizing stealth may be essential. But it's not just about hiding until they leave, or picking them off one by one. Smart positioning, distraction tactics, and knowing when to strike or when to slip away unnoticed are key. Take advantage of throwing your melee weapons, or any explosives like Molotovs or sticky grenades to trick your enemies, making them think the attack is coming from somewhere else. If you find a bow and some arrows, these can also be used to distract enemies, as they will investigate where the arrow lands. Once you've reduced their numbers, you have several options to finish the job. You can take them out silently with stealth kills, land precise headshots from a hidden position with your ranged weapons, or go in with your melee weapon of choice until the last enemy falls. Some situations may benefit from a de-escalation instead of fighting. Aiming your firearms at enemies can sometimes force them to raise their hands and back away from you, even if you don't have enough ammo to take them out. Use this strategy carefully though, as some enemies will take this as a challenge and try to kill you before you can kill them. In other playstyles, ferals are dangerous adversaries that should be handled swiftly. However, on veteran playstyle, they become even deadlier, capable of killing you in just 1 or 2 swipes. The best approach is often avoidance. Keeping your distance while they rest can keep you out of harm's way. But if you get too close, you risk waking an entire group, turning survival into a desperate struggle. Taking them on with a melee weapon is a near suicidal choice, unless you've carefully built your character with the right skills and buffs to stand a fighting chance. If you're forced into a fight with ferals, be prepared. Strategy plays a key role in survival. Always have a plan. Do you take the risk of getting close, trusting your shotgun to drop them before they can react, knowing that a last-second dodge could mean a fatal mistake? Or do you play it safe, using a rifle from a distance, hoping to take them down before the others awaken and swarm you? The choice is yours, but remember, ferals are relentless, and if you're not precise, they'll tear you apart before you even realize what went wrong. Very early on, you'll quickly notice that your weapons don't pack as much punch as they might on other playstyle, and you'll need to find ways to boost your power. One of the most effective ways to do this is by upgrading your firearms. To unlock this ability, you'll first need to obtain the Gunsmith skill, which requires 5 training stimulants. Gunsmith is part of your survival skill tree, but it isn't available right away. You'll need to track down the manual for it in the world before you can start upgrading your weapons. There are multiple ways you may get the book. You may come across it during your journey, or obtain it from a character, if you can persuade them. Once you've unlocked the Gunsmith skill, you'll need a few specific items to get started. To upgrade your weapons, you'll require gun oil, scraps, and 2 of the same weapon in the same condition. There are 3 weapon condition levels: Rusty, Stock, and Pristine. Each tier represents a significant increase in quality, with Pristine being the highest. Soldiers typically carry stock weapons, while Outlaws are more likely to carry rusty ones. Upgrading your firearms not only boosts their damage, but also improves accuracy and other key aspects. This is vital to your survival. On the veteran playstyle, enemies become far more dangerous. They deal significantly more damage, attack more frequently, and have increased awareness. To survive, you will need to manage your health more than ever. When you try to heal, you won't receive as much benefit from the items you use. First aid kits are your most effective healing item, but they're scarce, and should be reserved for the most dire situations. Craft critical items like the bandage and painkillers to increase your resistance to bleed effects and any incoming physical damage. Thoroughly searching each area may provide you with enough resources to help you survive. You can also find and eat any food you come across to restore some health, but be warned, some locations are infested with rats that can overwhelm you and cause poisonous harm. With these tips, you will be able to survive the hardships of the veteran playstyle and achieve elite status in the community. We would also love to hear what playstyle you're currently playing on down below in the comments.
In Atomfall, playstyles serve as our take on difficulty settings, allowing you to tailor the experience to your preferred level of challenge and immersion. You'll have 5 distinct playstyles to choose from, each shaping your experience. The higher the difficulty, the more intense the survival experience becomes. Factors such as resource management, strategic planning, and heightened awareness of your surroundings are all tied to which playstyle you select for your journey. In this video, we'll break down each playstyle and explore how you can tailor the game to suit your preferences, ensuring you get the most out of your adventure in the world of Atomfall. In Atomfall, we've crafted 5 unique playstyles: Sightseer, Investigator, Brawler, Survivor, and Veteran, to cater to different types of players, each offering a distinct experience based on how you want to engage with the game. Sightseer is the most accessible playstyle and is perfect for those who want to focus on the story and freely explore the world of Atomfall. You'll be given the most resources, the least difficult combat, and will have a more guided experience on where to go and what to do on your journey in Atomfall. The Investigator playstyle maintains the same combat level as Sightseer while increasing the levels of survival and exploration. Fewer resources will be available than the previous playstyle, but more than Survivor or Veteran. This setting offers the intended exploration experience, encouraging players to pay close attention to their surroundings while keeping survival and combat mechanics more forgiving. Brawler increases the difficulty of combat and provides assists for survival and exploration. This mode is perfect for players who want a more action-packed experience focused on intense combat while keeping survival and exploration mechanics more manageable. Survival difficulty is the default for Atomfall and Rebellion's recommendation on how we intend our game to be played. Every category is set to give you the most balanced experience, with challenging combat, a tougher time finding available resources compared to the other playstyles thus far, and exploration that doesn't hold your hand while playing Atomfall. Finally, there's Veteran difficulty, the ultimate test of skill and endurance. With combat, survival, and exploration all dialed to 11, every encounter is brutal, and every resource is scarce. You won't have any guidance on where to go next other than your own detective and investigation skills, used to decipher notes and the words of the characters you've come across. This is Atomfall at its most unforgiving, designed for those who crave the toughest challenge possible. While there are no hunger or thirst meters to keep track of regardless of which playstyle you choose, you'll need to manage your resources carefully with your limited inventory and prioritize either weapons or consumables that can help you in a variety of ways. At Rebellion, we believe in giving players the freedom to tailor their experience to their own playstyles and needs, whether you prefer a more relaxed journey or a punishing test of survival. Atomfall allows you to customize combat, survival, and exploration independently. Our 4 distinct settings, assisted, casual, challenging, and intense, provide players with the flexibility to adjust and craft a playstyle that feels right for them. Our goal is to make Atomfall as accessible and enjoyable as possible, empowering you to shape your journey through the quarantine zone on your own terms. Let's break down the custom combat options. Assist mode gives you a break when it comes to combat. Enemies will be less aggressive, have lower accuracy, and generally need to be closer to see you, and will have very low resilience when it comes to taking damage. Casual mode gives you an easier time than the other 2 modes after it, but is also more difficult than assisted mode. You'll still need to pay close attention to your surroundings and take enemies seriously. However, they won't be a mountainous challenge to overcome. Challenging mode is the intended experience for combat in Atomfall. Enemies will be more aggressive than the previous settings and can appear in large numbers. This means you'll need to stay alert, as these groups will be much more difficult to take down if you aren't properly equipped. Intense mode is for the true veterans, who want to experience peak combat difficulty and put their skills to the test. Enemies will see you much quicker and will be extremely aggressive, leaving you with little time to react or find cover. In this mode, you may want to avoid combat until you get some good equipment that can handle enemies quickly and decisively. There are several areas affected by customizing your survival experience that can either give you an advantage with more resources being available, or more of a challenge with lower resistance to damage. Assisted mode gives you the freedom not to worry about your resources, as you'll find them in abundance. You'll also be more resilient to damage, heal faster, and your items will be more valuable to traders. Casual mode provides you with less loot and resources than assist mode, but will still be plentiful. Your health regeneration will be more favourable than both challenging and intense settings, and your items will have equal worth to the items traders offer for barter. In challenging mode, loot will be more scarce and you will need to scavenge more resources to craft items. Traders don't value your items very highly, so you'll need to trade more of your own items for less of theirs. Be careful when using explosives as well, since they can damage you a lot more than the previous settings. Intense mode is for die-hard survivalists. Loot will be much rarer, making obtaining critical items and resources much more difficult. Your damage resistance will be severely lowered, making your goal of escaping an uphill battle. Everything needs to be carefully considered, as even reloading can make you lose the rest of the ammo in your clip if it isn't empty. The customization options for exploration are not as varied as the other 2 categories, but will give you different levels of immersion based on what you're looking for. Assist mode is the most guided exploration experience. Leads you find will be noted if they're related to the main story or not in your journal, and will give you hints on where to go, to make your journey much easier. You can even continue sprinting when your heart rate is high, and tracked quests will show on your compass. Casual mode differs from this by making your heart rate limit your ability to sprint, and you'll not be given hints on where to go. However, you will still be shown which leads are related to the main story and track them on your compass. Challenging mode is where you will get no help other than the compass at the top of the screen showing you which direction you're facing. Tracked quests will no longer appear on the compass either, so careful reading and attention to detail are needed. Intense mode removes the compass, leaving you with no direction on where to go. Only your detective skills and close inspection of the map will help you make your way through the quarantine zone to find a way to escape. There are a variety of options to choose from when it comes to playstyles in Atomfall. You can either select from a curated list of playstyles that we at Rebellion feel will fit a variety of preferences, or you can completely customize your own experience to make it truly unique to you. Let us know in the comments which difficulty you prefer to play and how you like to tailor your journey. Everyone at Rebellion is excited to share with you our gameplay overview for Atomfall's first story expansion, Wicked Isle. Isolated from the rest of the quarantine zone by treacherous waters, Midsummer Isle is a place few dare to reach, and even fewer return from. Here, danger lurks around every corner, and the deeper you dig into the secrets of the past, the more resistance you'll face. This new expansion introduces a brand new location, mysterious new enemies, powerful new weapons, and plenty more. All to expand the world of Atomfall in bold and unexpected ways. This is Wicked Isle. In the main game, you've uncovered secrets across regions like Wyndham Village, Skethermore, and the Casterfell Woods, piecing together the mystery behind the Windscale disaster. But that wasn't the full story. Wicked Isle will enhance the Atomfall experience by adding a wealth of new content. This update expands Atomfall's lore with new revelations surrounding Midsummer Isle and the Windscale disaster. You'll travel to the island by boat from Wyndham Village. This will also be your method of transportation for leaving and returning to the island. The lead you uncover may send you back to the mainland to search for hidden secrets, which may open up alternative endings to the game. Midsummer Isle is packed with secrets, stories, and dangers waiting to be discovered. Constant storm clouds hang above the island, creating a sense of dread as you explore the foreboding darkness concealing the dangers hidden within. A small, abandoned fishing village which serves as your boat's dock to the island has started to be reclaimed by nature, with vines, matured mushrooms, and fungus growing on the walls of many buildings.
Welcome to Midsummer Island. Nice, isn't it?
We've already introduced you to the world of Atomfall, and here at Rebellion, we're excited to welcome you to an exclusive gameplay deep dive preview. Our first-person action survival game launches on March 27th, built on 3 core pillars: mystery and investigation,
This land is not safe.
survival, brutal combat. Atomfall's story takes place in 1962, just 5 years after the devastating Windscale fire in northern England. You awaken with amnesia, being confronted by a scientist urging you to reach a place called the Interchange, and to seek help from others willing to aid you in escaping the quarantine zone.
The only way to Windscale is through the Interchange. There are people who will help you escape, but they won't do it for free.
He may even give you a lead to start your investigation on the right path.
Everything I remember. It's not much, but it's all I can do.
It's up to you to discern who truly wants to assist and who seeks to take advantage. Your decisions during conversations will uncover their true intentions, shaping the journey ahead and uncovering vital clues.
There's one bunker I've yet to explore. Maybe you'll find the answers there. Just don't pick the place clean, eh? But look, if you want more, you'd be wise to ask Molly, the tinker. An ear for information, has Molly.
I heard some outlaws found a big door nearby, one they couldn't get open. They said it was signed the Interchange.
That is a very dangerous word to be bandying about. I suggest you forget you've ever heard it. So no one goes near the substation, understood? Anyone trespassing there will be shot.
In Atomfall, players have the freedom to forge their own path, pursuing various leads to unravel the mysteries behind the catastrophic events. The absence of a traditional quest system fosters authentic investigation, where talking, researching, and adapting, even through violence, are key to survival. Each journey you take is part of a larger interconnected web of stories, leading you deeper into the mystery of what happened after the Windscale fire. However, following one lead may inadvertently destroy others or take you down paths that ultimately lead to nothing, adding to the sense of mystery and consequences in Atomfall's world. During your journey in Atomfall, you may encounter Captain Sims, leader of a military force called Protocol, who might task you with checking in on Iris, the town's baker, as something seems amiss.
If you want somewhere to start, well, we've had our eyes on Iris, the baker.
Depending on your dialogue choices, you can pressure Iris to reveal her secrets, uncovering a deeper mystery. If she confides in you, she may ask for help to obtain a special tonic from the enigmatic Mother Jago.
There's a lady, calls herself Mother Jago, out in Casterfell Woods. Brews the tonic to her own recipe.
However, you could just turn the baker into the captain and be rewarded with his trust, which could prove advantageous.
Well, as I've said, you will have earned my trust. That will be very beneficial to you as and when we open a way out of the zone.
Not all of the characters you meet are for chasing down leads though, as some also double as traders, offering items that could be crucial to your survival. Money has no value in the quarantine zone. The economy relies on bartering and trading, making every item in your possession a potential bargaining chip. A scale indicates each item's value at the top of the trading menu. Once you've selected all the items you wish to obtain from the trader, you will then have to offer up your own items in exchange. When the scale turns green, the trade can be completed, and you will receive the new items. If you don't have enough to offer in exchange, you can always take the trader out and loot their corpse. As you travel through the Lake District of Northern England, you may encounter the secret science bunkers hidden in hill walls or under the surface, containing treasures, supplies, and even monstrosities ready to rip you apart. There are also mysterious red phone boxes that are scattered throughout the quarantine zone. Their piercing ring will beckon you as you draw near. If you answer the call, a voice on the other end may offer helpful advice or cryptic warnings.
Must die.
But who is this unseen guide? And why are they reaching out to you? What purpose drives their actions?
Phones have been disconnected for years. Take a knock on the noggin, did you?
Exploration in Atomfall offers more than just practical rewards. It's a chance to uncover hidden secrets that deepen the mystery and enrich your adventure. However, you must be extra cautious when exploring, as there is peril around every corner. A single misstep in a hidden minefield could shatter your journey in an instant. Proximity alarms that will go off and lead to deadly encounters. There's even exploding sheep that can infect you with spores that creep into your lungs until you collapse, lifeless. To protect yourself from these dangers, you'll need to find various supplies that are crucial to your survival. While you may not be thirsty or go hungry in Atomfall, food and drink can be found to restore your health and occasionally provide additional benefits. To help your survival, you may also choose to find crafting supplies to create useful items. To find them, you will need to explore each area to its fullest. Using the metal detector can uncover buried supplies. It may also reveal hidden clues tied to the deeper mystery within the quarantine zone. You can find crafting recipes for numerous items, including a poison bomb that releases a toxic cloud on impact, a shiv that can be used for quick stabbing, and a combat stim that buffs your melee damage for a short duration. Take the time to discover all the recipes that can be found. In Atomfall, you will have to fight to survive. You will have limited inventory space, forcing you to be strategic and intentional with every item you carry. You will have to balance between healing items and a variety of weapons, guns, Molotovs, grenades, and melees, are to be used as a defense against any adversaries you'll stumble upon. You'll need to think carefully about how you prepare and what you take with you. In our previous gameplay trailer, we told you there are a variety of pistols, rifles, and shotguns you can find and use. However, scavenging for these weapons will only get you so far. As you progress, you'll have the chance to upgrade your weapons, taking them to a higher tier for increased power. This includes weapons like the rusty terrier rifle found early on in your journey, that can be upgraded to a stock version followed by the powerful pristine version using the right skills, supplies, and multiple rifles. Ammo may be scarce, so be sure to utilise the melee weapons like cricket bats, axes, knives, and police batons that are scattered throughout the world. Each weapon has special attributes ranging from different attack damage, speed, and bleeding effects. Regardless of your weapon of choice, they are a vital means of defence when you're running low on ammo or forced into close quarters combat. You can use your fists, kick enemies to stun them, or strike with the butt of your gun for some added damage. Every encounter offers different possibilities. You can try to avoid conflict, take enemies down stealthily one by one, or charge in guns blazing. The choice is yours on how to handle each situation.
Oh, I think we can manage that.
For a stealthier approach, find some tall grass to hide in. This will make it more difficult to be detected by enemies and will allow you to take down any threat that comes your way. But be careful, as others may be close enough to hear their death throes and come after you. Enemies will react differently to you, with some even putting their hands up while you point a gun at them or flinching when a shot goes off. If you run out of ammo, you can always throw your melee weapon or toss a grenade at your foes. In our previous introduction video, we mentioned the lawless land filled with bandits and cultists. Each of the factions will have a main camp that is heavily guarded but contains useful items that can help even the odds. Not all enemies you face in Atomfall will be human. Large robots patrol the quarantine zone, with orange variants helping to maintain order in the village of Wyndham, while black variants are burning back plant growth around the camp. Be cautious around them though, as they will attack you if you're in a place you shouldn't be, or if provoked. In some areas, you can get swarmed by rats that will poison you. Bloodthirsty leeches may surround you in the water, and crows can attack you in open fields. Using a cricket bat can help, as can kicking to stomp on them, but getting to higher ground or as far away as possible may be a better option. You may even come across the ferals. These creatures are rarely alone, which makes them extremely dangerous if you get surrounded. You can sometimes find them in the hidden bunkers across the quarantine zone, and defeating them can be very rewarding. Our accessibility features allow you to alter the challenge of the combat at the start of the game and can also be adjusted during play. Here you have several different options to affect aspects of the combat, survival and exploration in Atomfall. The Atomfall experience delivers an intense battle for survival, where careful observation and quick thinking are essential to executing imperfect plans under pressure with limited resources. We also want to empower players to tailor the game to their preferences, whether that means embracing more extreme challenges with heightened intensity and pressure, or opting for more guidance, abundant resources, and greater margin for error. This is just another glimpse of Atomfall. We look forward to sharing our world with you on March 27th, 2025. Pre-order Atomfall today and secure exclusive bonuses based on the edition you choose. The standard edition will secure an exclusive melee weapon variant, additional loot caches, and an item recipe. If you get the deluxe edition, you'll also get access to additional cosmetics and character upgrades. You'll also get to enjoy up to 3 days of early access to Atomfall and the planned story DLC, which will be released at a later date.
Welcome to Atomfall, our first-person survival action game set in an alternate history Britain, 5 years after the catastrophic Windscale disaster. Today, we're taking you through the first 20 minutes of gameplay, giving you an in-depth look at exploration, survival mechanics, and the dangers that lurk in the quarantine zone. After a brief introduction cutscene, you awaken, disoriented, with no memory of how you got here. Your first task? Find out where you are and what's happened in the time you've lost. Some characters you come across may be able to provide you with insight into the world, or set up leads for you to investigate the enigma that is the quarantine zone. The deeper you explore, the stranger things may become. Mysterious voices, cryptic messages, and unsettling sights will challenge what you think you know about this world. Will you follow the clues or turn away? This is just the beginning of Atomfall. A world of secrets, danger, and discovery awaits. Will you uncover the truth or become another lost soul in the quarantine zone?
Not seen you around this stretch before. How do? Where did you come from then? Say, you do look a little the worse for wear. You've got luck on your side not getting snatched out by something foul while you were dozing. Listen, if you don't mind my saying, you don't look much like a local. You didn't walk in from, well, from the outside. Outside the zone, of course. Bloody heck. You really don't remember out, do you? Listen, I overheard them once, the blokes in noddy suits. The ones that appeared right after the disaster, talking about their quarantine. How they had to seal the place. Said something about an interchange, a secret project. But look, if you want more, you'd be wise to ask Molly, the tinker. An ear for information has Molly. She's usually camped just north of here. I've put me head into one or two of them secret bunkers, I'll admit. I couldn't tell you what the things were for, mind, but there's plenty of goodies inside them. There's one bunker I've yet to explore. Maybe you'll find the answers there. Just don't pick the place clean, eh? I can point it out on your map, if you like.
Oi, what made that noise?
Is someone there?
Come on then, time to sort this out.
Stow the crows! Hey! Hang on! Bloody hell. I think it might have come from over here. Keep your eyes open. I heard something. You up.
Bloody hell!
We're out. This one's good as dead.
Bloody right, pal. You said.
Hello. I don't know you, do I? No, I'm sure I don't. Not seen you round here before. Your lot shouldn't be wandering this far out, village. Ain't safe. That is where you came from, the village. Well, course you're not one of them. You're a stranger to these dales, aren't you? Clear as crystal now I look at you, and I'm good at reading people. It's a right handy skill. Especially if you want to get any good business done. My name's Molly. If you've got out to trade, I got some bits and bobs for sale. Make a trade, and maybe I'll throw in some information for free. Nice trading with you. I heard some outlaws found a big door nearby, one they couldn't get open. Now, only the boffins would have built something like that. They said it was signed, the interchange. It's inside a bunker that overlooks the quarry, if you've been over that way. Here, I'll mark it for you. You need anything, Molly will be here.
Let's just calm down, right? No need for bloodshed, is there? Definitely something out there. Right, keep your eyes peeled. I'll go first.
You. Heads up, boss.
I'm shooting.
Hey!
These are dead. Focus on the end. Where?
To reload.
Let's have a look then.
Right, you.
Dead body.
Head. I'll find you.
Bombs
No
away.
hiding from me.
We'll have to creep you.
That's right, you get. Take this. Bloody. That was close. Reloading. Now.
Dead body.
Let's see how you like this.
No.
What the? Some bugger playing hide and seek with me.
They still here?
Oh.
Body. No. Shit. Hey, I see you. Heck. There you are.
That's right.
You can't hide from me. I'll pin. Ah, there.
What?
I knew it. Ah, bloody.
quarantine. Please vacate the premises for your own safety. Access denied. Unauthorized personnel may not, under any circumstances, enter the... Access granted. The interchange.
Here at Rebellion, we first showcased the official gameplay overview trailer for Atomfall earlier this year. In February of 2025, we invited you to an exclusive deep dive preview offering you a closer look at the game's world, mechanics, and survival elements. Our first-person action survival game launches on March 27th, and we're excited to share a snippet of new gameplay. Today, we venture into the Casterfell Woods, one of the many possible areas you may visit throughout your journey. The Casterfell Woods are lush, with trees, creeks, and winding paths. This is the home of the Druids, a mask-wearing cult that worships a strange voice calling them to the soil. They will not hesitate to harm any outsiders that trespass in these woods. Following a critical lead, we set out to find the mysterious Mother Jago near an old mine, hoping she can provide the answers or assistance we need.
Don't need dances, or pictures, or stepping out. Not now! Having a look.
The soil!
No, sir. I don't bite. Don't mind me. Everybody knows Mother Jago around here. I mean no harm. Folks that find their way to me are usually in need of something. What's on your mind, dear? Perhaps I can help. Oh, you found it. Lovely. Sorry, the directions were a bit vague. I have to keep my head down, you see. Certain soldier types from the village don't take kindly to more, let's say, traditional practices. Town-bred, you see. I provide remedies and tonics where I can to those that most need them. And I can offer some other supplies, too. Have a browse, if you like. Still getting the hang of these woods, eh? Well, maybe I can help you with that. Like the rest of the zone, we've got our share of outlaws, and things that bite and sting if you get too close. Then there are the druids, the mask wearers, out in the thickest part of the woods. They've set up a little camp there in the ruins of the old castle. They hear what they call the voice in the soil, and, well, worship it, I suppose you'd say. Their customs aren't what city folk would call civilized, it's true. Not for the faint-hearted. Not at all. Listen. A curious soul like yours. Perhaps you are interested in a deeper understanding of this place. I can offer you that. If, in exchange, you would help me with a small matter. The druids have something of mine, my herbalism book. I'd like it back. Nothing worth killing over, you understand? But I would like it back. They probably got it stowed away somewhere in their castle. Take care, won't you?
We don't know.
Bloody right.
Sorry, kid. wish I understood. No. Good. Oi! Heretics will die.
There's someone over there!
You will be my use dead. Take this. Where'd you run off to then? Help! Someone's been killed!
pleasure to see you again, dear. Well, well, I'll be honest. You ask anyone to help you round here, and the chances of ever seeing them alive again are not wonderful. Very pleased you're an exception, dear. Oh, my dear, everyone tries to kill everyone here, it sometimes seems. I must admit, I knew that they don't like strangers, especially since their precious voice in the soil became so loud for them a few years ago. I was curious to see how you'd handle yourself. Of course, I always knew you would, dear. I felt it. Please take this, a token of my gratitude. It's a sort of learning juice made by the scientists. You can sometimes find it in their old bunkers. Not much good came of those boffins and their science, but this stuff is marvellous. It opens the mind, you see. Of course, a fair trade in compensation is one thing I can offer. But listen, what is it you need? Truly need? Perhaps an escape from all this suffering? It is indeed something within my power. But the first step toward escape is understanding. Look, you and I may have more in common than you realize. If you'll trust me, I can send you somewhere where you might find some answers. Something more than I alone can offer.
That was just another glimpse of what you can expect to see when Atomfall releases on March 27, 2025. Atomfall will be available on Xbox Game Pass, Xbox Series consoles, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Steam, and the Epic Games Store. Pre-order the deluxe edition now to get up to 3 days of early access.